Hi guys, and welcome to the State of Crypto. This is episode 2, Attack of the Bitcoin. And yes, it's a Star Wars reference. Um, Now, this is your one-stop news for crypto-related news. Sorry. And I'm your host, Martin. I'm not a financial advisor, so all this we do here is for education and entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research before purchasing any crypto-related asset or any cryptocurrency. If you're catching the stream for the first time or live, welcome. If you're catching this on the rerun, then make sure you give us a comment and let us know how we're doing. If you like what we do, subscribe, hit that like button, hit that bell, and if you want to keep on chatting, you can write comments and we'll get back to you, or you can join us on Discord for a quicker response. Now on crypto news and following on yesterday's news regarding Walmart, there's an article from Bloomberg today which gives us some more insight as to what might happen, right? But it's real interesting because what's going to happen, it's nothing. Really nothing. According to Corey Lundberg, the spokesperson for Walmart, he said that we don't have any plans for this patent as at this time. So it's one of those things that it's good to have, but they don't know if they're going to use it or not. Now, the article does state that merchants have long sought to get out of or a way to reduce the fees that they get charged by Visa and MasterCard, which are quite high. They could go from 1.5% to 2.9% for swiped card transactions, and then 3.5% for keyed-in transactions. Well, if it sounds a little bit like what Ripple's doing, right? Well, if Walmart does go ahead with this, they're trying to reduce that friction. Ripple's trying to reduce friction with the SWIFT system and within the banking industry. So now it sounds like a lot of people want to jump into this bandwagon of reducing friction and lowering rates, right? Now, a link to the patent can be found on the website, but it's really boring AF, and I'm not going to go into it. Now, do you guys think this could be another move where Walmart wants to spread its financial services? If you guys remember in when was the financial crisis, the last financial crisis, Walmart attempted to get a banking license in Utah, but they abandoned the efforts after being met by strong opposition from banks in the community. So, if Walmart was to go ahead with this, do you guys think it would be something, or they would be met with the same resistance that Facebook Libra was met? I mean, Facebook is an internet company, but Walmart does have brick and mortar shops, and they hold properties, and they're worldwide as well. They're also a source of employment in a lot of countries. And I think it would be nice that if you had money here in Walmart, or have someone go to Walmart and put some cash into your Walmart account and you're somewhere else, you could be able to use it. Yeah, it sounds like it would be nice, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments or on the chat. Cool, audio's good. Thanks, Silke's cool. Now, moving on to the next article. This is pretty good. Now, judge has greenlight a consumer lawsuit against Chase, saying that cryptocurrency is not like cash. Basically, Chase Bank was charging their customers a surprise fee last year when they started billing their cryptocurrency purchases as cash advances. Now, Chase Bank argued that the cryptocurrencies are a form of electronic cash, thus the treatment of the purchases was correct. And the customers were really smart, saying cash is a government-issued currency and cryptocurrency is not. Now, the federal judge in Manhattan ruled in their favor. Now, if we're talking about regulated assets, then yeah, Chase would be right. But guess what? Suck it, Chase. That's one for us, the guys. And, that's what you get for being a bully. So let's move on to the next article. This one's regarding the Apple the Apple card that a lot of people were talking about, and some people were talking about it a couple months ago. And well, now the official creditor, Goldman Sachs, has posted the card's customer agreement, and the card has a ban on purchasing crypto. Whether or not Apple or Goldman Sachs have commented, neither Apple nor Goldman Sachs have commented on the restrictions. And it's not the first time that a credit card provider has placed such currency bans on cards. Now, I want to congratulate Apple on this because they're producing another second-tier product. And it won't be for anyone of us in our community that likes crypto assets. So I mean, it wouldn't be a card that I would get since I wouldn't be able to purchase a cryptocurrency with it. Now, other details regarding the card did emerge. So it would be personal, so you wouldn't be able to have any additional cards. You will have to apply for it from your phone or your iPhone, actually. So it's not clear whether or not you're going to be able to get it if you don't have an iPhone. And if your phone was jailbroken, you can lose access to your account. Now, I have a couple questions. What their payment method is going to be called? Is it going to be the iPay? And when you can't pay, you're going to go into the iBroke account or something like that? I mean, I can tell you two things that Apple can do with this product, but I won't. Let's move on to the next article. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. This article, it's a news flash that came in a couple minutes ago, and it's that the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission has announced that Robert Cohen, the director of the Division of Enforcement Cyber Unit, will be stepping down from the position. Now, this guy used to deal with the violations to digital asset space as well as cryptocurrency and cyber-traded related violations. I hope that whoever they put in his place is more open to crypto and to crypto-related assets and moving things forward instead of trying to put more friction on this, right? So let's go look at the total market cap right now. And we can see that total market cap is sitting at 284,000, which is 0.17% above yesterday's closing. Yesterday's closing was at 284.02 billion, which was already up to 2.36% from the prior day. Now, the closing happened 2 hours ago, so this is very recent. And we could see this going up a little bit more. And I hope so, because then it means there's more money flowing into the crypto, into this crypto world, right? Now, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. And man, Bitcoin's still ruling. I mean, yesterday, when it closed 2 hours ago, they were up, I think it was like 0.46%. Yeah, 0.46% from 6.88. And right now they're up 0.03%. It's not much, but the day is just starting. Let's move on to some Bitcoin news. And I found this amazing article from CoinDesk. And I'm not going to go too into detail because it's lengthy. But it just basically says that Bitcoin won't be a global reserve currency. But it's opening the box for other ones to follow. Now, it does go into some history of the Bretton Woods Agreement. And how it, in 1944, 44 nations established the dollar as the world reserve currency. Now, the dollar was to be pegged to the gold. So, in this case, the member nations would peg their currency to the dollar, and the resulting relative stability between the denominations would smooth the world trade and boost the post-war economy. This gave birth to the IMF and the World Bank. Now, the US dollar has stopped officially being the global reserve currency when President Richard Nixon took the country off the gold standard in 1971, but it's still being used as a global reserve currency by many countries. Why? Because of the strength the dollar has worldwide and the stability it's also had. Now, why won't Bitcoin become this global reserve currency? Well, there's two things. One is it's a fixed. It needs to be a flexible supply, and Bitcoin's fixed. There's not gonna be any more Bitcoin produced. It's just topped at 21 million. And the second one is that Bitcoin will not become a universal settlement token for trading contracts because it's too volatile right now. However, if Bitcoin became stable, yeah, countries could hold it as a global reserve currency. Now, the article also does state that it's unlikely that any business or sovereign powers will give their preference for fiat, which they have some control over. Control because the businesses don't have control over the fiat, the governments do. Now, the article does go into proposing that Facebook Libra is a good model because it's a basket of currencies, which would give some stability as the government debts are periodically rebalanced. Now, there was another model that already existed, and it was being revamped, and it's the special drawings right, and it was a basket of currencies created by the IMF in 1966, which was a private transaction token and a store of value for its members. Now, the currencies that were in this basket was the US dollar, the Japanese yen, the euro, the British pound, and the Chinese renminbi. Now, let's move on to another article regarding Bitcoin and its implications for Bitcoin now that 85% of the supply has been mined, right? So, 85% of the supply has been mined. That means there's only 17.85 million that's being in circulation right now. So, the next halving for rewards of Bitcoin is expected to be until May 2020. And this starting to bring a lot of questions, right? Now, for the miners, if the price of Bitcoin, they're gonna get their rewards cut in half. So if the price of Bitcoin does not double, would it still be profitable for them to mine this currency? And there's other questions that come up, like what will happen once the last Bitcoin is mined? And I think that's a question that's been going around for a while. What would the people do? What would the miners do? What if the demand for Bitcoin dwindles? And yeah, it can dwindle. When you think about it, if it becomes too expensive and there's no more blocks to be mined, miners are going to look somewhere else to mine other currencies. And people that do not have access to buy Bitcoin because it's too expensive will likely also look for other currencies to invest in. Now, that would definitely make the demand for Bitcoin go down. And, there's all this talk always that, cryptocurrencies, they're finite amounts and you have burn rates, so there's less every time and there's scarcity. But in the other point that no one seems to touch is people forget that someone else can create another crypto. Someone else can just come up and create a new supply of something else. And it could be the next Bitcoin. So, yeah, the demand for Bitcoin could go down in the long term. Right now, it's the king. It's going up. So, let's look quickly at the chart, right? So, Bitcoin still going up. And not much has happened since yesterday. So, that's all we're going to look at right now. Even if we go at the 4 hours, we're not going to be able to see much, right? It's just a bit of sideways trading. So, a bit of consolidation, but nothing else going on. Let's wait until tomorrow and see what the day brings, right? Now let's go into Ethereum. And there were 2 articles about Ethereum Classic, which were about how you could purchase Ethereum Classic through your bank account and with a credit card. But really, who wants to purchase Ethereum Classic? It's such a blah coin that it's not worth. I wouldn't want to purchase it, so I'm not going to report on it. If you guys do want to see reports on it, please let me know, comments, chat, and we can check them out. However, this article I found on Ethereum is really interesting. It says that how to sell a stake in your home via Ethereum blockchain. Now, this is going to rely mainly on Ethereum smart contracts, and it lets you sell a part of your house for through the Ethereum contract, so someone else can buy it. You don't necessarily have to go through a bank to get a reverse mortgage or a equity loan, but who would really want to sell part of their house? I mean, as long as you don't sell controlling interest, it's still your house, but you could sell up to 49% of your house through an Ethereum contract. Would you want to do it? I wouldn't. I mean, it brings a lot of questions. What's going to happen when you move out or you sell it? I mean, you have to pay back the guy who bought it, or unless he wants to keep it and the new guy wants to be on the same agreement. What would happen if the guy who owns it sells it to someone else? Someone already owns a certain percentage of your house. And what would happen if that person sells it to someone else? I mean, where would you be standing at then? What happens if you want to buy it back? It's not, the guy doesn't want to sell it back to you. Will these things be addressed in the contract? There's still a lot of information that should come up regarding this. If you guys are interested, though, please let me know, and I'll look more into it. Now, on Ethereum, there's also nothing much going on. I mean, it's just doing the same thing it was doing yesterday, Still a bit off sloping, and it's due to Bitcoin, but, higher high, losing momentum. We might see it go down a little bit, but if Bitcoin keeps pumping, we might see something else happen. On to Ripple. And this is a good news because MoneyGram has started to use the Ripple xRapid blockchain platform as of last week. Now, this guy Holmes stated that Ripple would become our key partner for cross-border settlements using digital assets, and we've already started executing trades. It's good. That means that there's going to be volume being moved through the Ripple network or the using XRP. But if you guys remember when MoneyGram or XRP bought into MoneyGram, it did nothing for Ripple or for XRP as a coin. Now, yes, we're going to get volume flowing through, but remember, for every purchase, there's going to be a sell. And there's operations that are going to be canceled out. And with the speed that the money flows to Ripple, I'm not sure whether or not a lot of people are going to be able to cash in on those highs before it's regulated again or it becomes to its stability point. Now, though regarding this, Ripple did pay a premium for to buy into MoneyGram. They paid $4.10, but the shares were at 1.45 when they, so ended up paying a little bit more. Is it a good move for Ripple? Yeah, I mean they're starting to get their product used by the second largest processor of these transactions of this sending money worldwide. So let's see what happens in the next couple of weeks as this develops more and more transactions start flowing through this network. Now for Ripple, also there's not much going on. Same as yesterday. A little bit of sideways movement, starting to create a little bit of positive momentum, but nothing else. It's just floating there, waiting for something to happen. Something happened to Bitcoin because certainly Bitcoin would launch something for everyone else. Though right now it is trading in the positive for the 4 hour. And I think the day yesterday was also positive. Yeah, we had a positive day yesterday at basically gaining what we lost the previous day, right? So it's not doing anything, just trading sideways. Now for Litecoin news, there's still a lot of news, FUD, and optimism about this halving event that's happening or supposed to happen on Monday. This article does have quotes from a guy named Eric Turner who's the director of research at Messari, and he says in the bear market, a lot of traders saw Litecoin halving as a good fundamental trade, and it became pretty crowded. Now that the halving is here, some investors are starting to exit the trade. Halvings tend to be priced in, so event itself isn't the positive catalyst that many expect. Now I do believe that because the price of Litecoin is doing nothing. It's going down, or it's trading sideways and going down a little bit. So a lot of people saying that it's good, other people saying that has left the LTC owners holding their bags. Is it doing anything right now? I don't know. We'll look at the chart, but it's really doing nothing, guys. I mean, let's look at Litecoin, but yeah, see, there we go. Yeah, if you consider this some sort of consolidation, but it's going down. I mean, 4 days red, nothing happening there. Still within that downtrend that we marked, and until something else develops, we're not even going to cover it. We can look at it 4 hours, but we're not going to do much here. That's it, going down. Okay, smaller downtrend in the 4 hour, right? So we'll look at here. Smaller downtrend. There we go. Now let's move into something else. Yeah, this one's regarding BBN news. And there's really not much to report today on the BBN, on the BNB, on Binance. There was this article that's kind of meh. It's some FUD basically, and it states that cryptocurrency exchanges are cyber hackers' next targets. I mean, it's a BS title. They've been targets for a while. Now it says that cryptocurrency exchanges are the next targets, as I said, and I think they're just trying to bring fear, right? I mean, they should be ashamed of publishing articles like this. It's not bringing anything positive. It's not really giving any extra information or adding any value of things that we don't know. But according to the article, and according to CoinGecko's quarterly report, in the first half of 2019, over $83 million worth of cryptocurrency were stolen from many exchanges. Now, it says that what is interesting is that bigger exchanges like Binance are being targeted. Yeah, of course. The bigger you are, the more targets you have in your back. And if you're going to pull a big heist, you're going to go after the biggest players. Now, the article also states that the mindset is different. Such attacks can be relentless until they find a way in. There's a constant pressure for security to remain a step ahead. Yeah, again, that's been the game forever. Hackers are always trying to be a step ahead of security, and security always try to be a step ahead of hackers. There's nothing new with this. I mean, it's the same game of cat and mouse that we've seen for a while. And yes, hackers are trying to exploit the weaknesses on these exchanges, right? So then they come with their predictions, right? And they say, I expect to see many more cryptocurrency exchanges being hacked in 2019 and 2020. The stakes are higher, and we may see repeat attacks on the same exchanges. Again, yeah, it's not a prediction. That's something that's going to happen. Exchanges are going to still be targeted. If the hackers already went in once, they're going to find another way to get in. And it's not a prediction saying that there's going to be more cryptocurrency exchanges being hacked. There will be exchanges being hacked, right? So, I mean, BNB has also been doing not much today. We'll just look at it real quick, but see, nothing. Still within that upsloping channel, touching the bottom, rejecting, indecision being shown by some of the candles, but that's about it. Nothing else. So I know it's the weekend, it's Saturday. That's it for today, guys. If you like what we do, again, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Like, comment below. If you were in the chat, I mean, that's fine. And if you believe that content we produce is of value, again, I invite you to please introduce your friends to our channel. We want to create a community of people that are willing to participate with articles that are not buying into the FUD. We really don't want to just see FUD all over the place. And we also don't want to see over-optimism all over the place. We're not fanboys. We're trying to be very middle ground with what we report here. Now, if you notice changes on the layout and the overlay, that's because we did from yesterday to today. And it was some pointers from some guys that we talked to. Thank you guys for the comments. I mean, we're really trying to improve. We hope that this overlay is better and that it suits the needs for this channel. Again, thanks guys for watching, and that's it for today.